Hello everyone, today in this video I'll be doing a complete tier list guide for the version 2.4 of Wuthering Waves. So in the 2.4 of Wuthering Waves, we are going to rank every single character out there. Today, as I'm making a recording of this video, the 2.4 just dropped and we got a new character, the most powerful character, Arrow TPS. So we are going to rank everything out here till version 1.0 to 2.4. So if you are new to the channel and just found me on YouTube, please make sure to like and subscribe, and let's dive in. All right, the first and foremost, number one character that I'll be ranking at the God tier list. So we have 5 types of tier list over here, as you can see: God tier, SS, A, B, C. All right. So in the God tier list, I'll be ranking our character, which is going to be the one and only, the newest resonator that is dropped today, is Ethia. Right over here. All right. Ethia, Ethia, if I'm pronouncing right. Ethia, okay, Ethia, all right, okay, Ethia, that's how you should pronounce it. Okay. All right, okay, Ethia. So Ethia is an arrow or sword character in Wuthering Waves. All right, we're gonna talk about her pros and cons. So let's talk about her strengths. Number one, she is an arrow premium erosion DPS. Okay. Ethia can make use of arrow erosion to deal more damage that usual as some of her attack scales of arrow erosion. Number 2, she can apply arrow erosion herself. Ethia applies arrow erosion by herself, so she will not be very reliant on arrow erosion enablers like Saikona. Saikona can still push her to new heights, but Ethia can stand on her own. Okay. Number 3 is that she has a high scale ceiling. Ethia is a unit that relies on effectively dishing out combos while Frudel's forms through easy to learn her full potential unlocks on mastery. Let's talk about few of the drawbacks of getting Ethia. Okay, limited support roster. Considering Ethia's scales of HP, her options for the third slot support is limited, so do keep that in mind. And is usually the Rover, the Rover. Okay, she can still work with Shorekeeper, but only for the crit and damage buffs, not the attack increasing effects of regenerating glow. Okay. Number 2, she's really hard to buff. There is currently no support sets that increases HP, so Ethia options are limited. She will rely on the support buff from the Gust of Welkin to maximize her damage. Okay, so these are the few advantage and drawbacks of Ethia if you're willing to pulling her today. Okay, Ethia is a top tier DPS that utilizes arrow damage, basic attack damage, and arrow erosion damage. So I would say she's an amazing unit that can deal high damage through her combos while at the same time applying arrow erosion herself. Okay. Overall, for Ethia, she's a DPS. She's a future-proof, considering she's the only DPS who can maximize both arrow damage buff and arrow erosion damage buff. Okay. Do keep that in mind. Okay. So the next character that I'll be ranking at the God tier list is gonna be one and only Saikona, which is going to be right over here. Let me find her. Where are you? Am I crazy or I'm not seeing her here? Maybe I just went insane. Holy shit, where is she? Saikona. Alright, there you go. Holy hell. Okay, so Saikona is right over here, as you can see. So Saikona, of course, she's amazing. She is the first 5-star limited resonator that utilized the arrow erosion mechanic to combat against enemies. She is, however, quite versatile as she applies arrow erosion or spectro puzzle stacks to enemies. Okay. So her main downside is she's not a groundbreaking unit in the current state of the game. The lack of arrow erosion DPS, which is weird. Okay. So let's talk about her few strengths. She has multiple instances of negative status application in her kit. Excellent sub DPS buffing capabilities for arrow-centric teams. Her Spectro-Frazzle applicator, she can be used in Spectro-Frazzle teams and is not locked to arrow. Okay. She can be used with Ethia. Great support for her. So yeah, and definitely if you pull for Saikona, you should definitely get this DPS as well. Ethia. Okay. Okay, the next character I'll be ranking is none other than Zani. Zani is going to be at the God tier list, no doubt about that. So let's talk about Zani's few strengths. She's a premium Spectro-Frazzle DPS, can immediately trigger all Spectro-Frazzle stacks to deal damage. Her attacks also scale with Frazzle damage for added multipliers. Low skill floor, high skill ceiling, her kit is easy to use, but has different combinations for all skill levels. Can fully block attacks, able to parry attacks with her ready stance and receive damage reduction over a few seconds. Balanced kit deals good damage, provides extra buffs to her team via her outro, and can soak up enemies' attacks. She's a top tier DPS that fully utilizes a spectrofezzle mechanic to deal damage. She's an amazing unit that can deal high damage combos through her heavy slashes that scales up heavy attack and frazzle damage. So I'm gonna put Zani over there at the top. The next character that I'm gonna be ranking is none other than Phoebe. Phoebe is gonna be at the God tier list here. Okay, so let's talk about few strengths of Phoebe. She's a unique Spectro DPS due to Spectrofezzle, can shred Spectro resistant with her outro skill, her crowd control on resonance skill, can work as a DPS or a sub DPS depending on the mode. Okay, alright, so the next character that I'll be ranking at the God tier list is gonna be none other than Carlotta herself. Okay, so let's talk about few strengths of Carlotta. Alright, let's talk about it. Okay. So, Carlotta is a really strong Glacio DPS unit capable of dishing out a good chunk of burst damage. Okay, that scales off her resonance skill. Because of that, she's a very powerful Glacio damage dealer. She boosts great DPS potential with her kit, currently one of the best right now, after Ethia and Zani. Okay? She has a dedicated 5-star support, which is Jeezy, which evaluates her damage even furthermore. She has a Frosty Resolve Sonata effect that fits her like a glove, making her a well-rounded character. Alright, the next character that I'll be ranking at the God tier list is going to be our my favorite character is going to be Camellia. So I'll be putting Camellia at the God tier list here. Let's talk about a few strengths of Camellia. Camellia, she's a great on-field havoc damage dealer with access to both consistent and burst damage in her kit. She has access to self buffs through budding and blossom mode, which helps increase her damage. She is a premium havoc damage dealer capable of both burst damage and consistent auto attacks that can easily shred vibration strength. Has access to an amazing free weapon as well. She's very free to weapon friendly as well. Okay, making Camellia an ideal limited character to pull and and all that. So she's a very free to friendly character. Camellia definitely is a great havoc damage dealer and probably one of the best out there right now. The next character is going to be my personal favorite, close to my heart, none other than Shorekeeper. Shorekeeper, I'll be ranking her at the God tier list. Let's talk about few strengths of Shorekeeper. Alright. Shorekeeper has a persistent off-field healing and a powerful crit rate and crit damage buff available to all allies through her resonance liberation. Shorekeeper has further utility through other parts of her kit such as damage amplification, knockdown recovery, and KO prevention. Okay, so yeah, Shorekeeper is a really great support that will give you crit buffs to any ally with her resonance liberation field, and she has an amazing healing capacity as well. And yeah, so and you can maximize her buffs as well as long as you stay in the ring when she does her ultimate. She's really good, and I highly, if you don't have Shorekeeper, do me a favor, quit the goddamn game. Okay, the next character that I'll be ranking at the God tier list is gonna be none other than let's see if we have in here. Let's see, this is Jeezy. Jeezy is gonna be at a God tier list here. Okay, so let's talk about Jeezy. Her few strengths: her outro skill increases the next resonance skill damage and Glacio damage. Her coordinated attacks through resonance liberation deals a solid amount of burst damage with her predecessors. Okay, the next character that I'll be ranking at the God tier list is probably gonna be none. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The next one is going to be at the SS. Is probably gonna be Gian. Now, the reason why I'm putting Gian over here is because of Saikona. Saikona makes Gian because of her arrow damage buffs and everything, makes Gian viable right now. So in the meta. So even if you don't have Ethia, if you lost 50-50 or you just don't have enough pulls to get her, I would say if you have Gian, you should be. Oh, I would say it won't be game changing, but you can still clear the content because of Saikona. Because if you have her, you use it with Gian, you should be able to make clear content quite easily, I would say. But yeah, getting Ethia would make a huge difference because she can do a lot of amount of damage. Like, she's premium arrow damage dealer and she can buff herself as well. So yeah. So let's talk about few strengths of Gian. He has an insanely powerful during King Long mode. His heavy attacks during King Long mode can crowd control enemies. Best against mobs of enemies thanks to his strong AoE damage. Combos are not too hard to understand. Okay. All right. The next character that I'll be ranking at the SS tier list is gonna be none other than Changli. Yeah. Changli is going to be our next SS God tier list. Okay. So she's a very let's talk about few strengths of Changli. She's a very flexible in team comms, can take the role of a main DPS or sub DPS, can deal a great amount of damage at maximum force stacks. She has a combo-oriented gameplay, provides a lot of attack options. Alright. The next character that I'll be ranking at the SS tier list is gonna be none other than Yinlin. All right. So let's talk about Yinlin few strengths. As long as Yinlin can effectively use mechanics, she deals a great amount of AoE damage on and off the field. Her outro skill provides an increase in electro damage and resonance liberation damage. This makes her a great sub DPS for Changli, which is we all know, and who is a main electro DPS and have several abilities that scales off his ultimate. The next character that I'll be ranking at the SS, let's see who we have in here. So I'll be ranking Brant at the God tier list. Yep, the one and only Brant. Let's talk about Brant. Let's talk about few strengths of Brant. Brant can be played as a main DPS or a sub DPS, can provide heals and shields to team with Forte Circuit and Resonance Liberation. Unique skill of attack scaling with energy regen. Great utility with outro skill that provides fusion damage and resonance skill damage amplification. Alright, the next character that I'll be ranking is going to be Rosia. Rosia, I'll be ranking her at the SS tier list. Okay. Okay, let's talk about few strengths of Rosia. She's a premium Havoc sub DPS that evaluates the best Havoc team right now, which is Camellia, to a new level. Deals a good chunk of damage thanks to the Midnight Vile Sonata effect set. The damage she deals is not negligible, generally improving the team DPS as a whole. Can group multiple enemies with her outro skill, making it easier for the main DPS to take on hordes of enemies. Alright. Okay, the next character that I'll be ranking at SS is going to be none other than Changli. So let's talk few strengths of Changli. Deals an insane amount of damage when played correctly. Resonance Liberation and the ability called Resonance Skill, Law of Orions, can slow down enemy animation, allowing you to deal uninterrupted damage to enemies. Okay, the next character that I'll be ranking at the SS tier list is none other than Sunhao. Sunhao is definitely gonna be at the SS tier list, the best 4-star character in Wuthering Waves right now. Let's talk about few strengths of Sunhao. Outro skill that provides basic attack amplified is extremely valuable for basic attack damage DPS teams and deal a good amount of glacial damage. The next character that I'll be ranking at the God tier, at the SS tier list is going to be none other than Verena. Okay, so Verena is going to be at the SS tier list. Let's talk few strengths about Verena. Provides a ton of healing, resonance liberation, also provides coordinated attacks, can protect a party member for fatal damage, although this has a cooldown of 10 minutes and requires union level 40. Okay, outro skill can provide 15% all-type damage deepen, which helps increase the party overall damage. Okay, all right. For the A rank, I'm probably gonna rank. Let's see, Encore. Let's put Encore over here. Let's put Rover over here. Let's put Dungeon over here. Cantarella, I'll rank her at A. This is, by the way, Havoc Rover. And this is going to be our Wind Rover. Okay. Alright. Encore, Culcharo over. Right over here. You know what? Okay, right. Culcharo, and let's see who else we got. Mortofee, I'll put Mortofee over here. Alright. I'll put 5G over here. I'll put Genshin over here. Okay. Put this guy over here. Worst character. It's not that great as well. Not great. Tauchi, not great at all. Alright, where's Tauchi? Did I put Tauchi over there? No, that's Dungeon, right? Oh no, Dungeon should be here, my bad. Dungeon should be here, that's Tauchi. Tauchi over here. Alright, and the other characters, I'll put them in... Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, Jinshi, oh, I forgot to rank Jinshi. Jinshi, I'll put her at SS tier list. Let's talk about a few strengths of Jinshi. Okay. Jinshi deals a lot of amount of damage using her resonance skill, given that you can use all of its variation during Jinshi rotation. Alright. Jinshi is a main DPS, deals burst damage, and her kit allows her to go through multiple forms that enhance her abilities, especially her resonance skill. Right. So this will be my tier list for the version 2.4 of Wuthering Waves. At the God tier list, I have the newest resonator that released today. Is gonna be Ethia. Number 2 is gonna be Saikona, and Zani, Phoebe, Carlotta, Camellia, Shorekeeper, Jeezy, and Brant. At the SS we have Gian, Changli, Yinlin, Rosia, Changli, Sunhao, Verena, and Jinshi. At the A tier list, you can see all these characters over here, and B and C. Okay. So if you guys enjoyed this video and enjoy my tier list guide, please make sure to like and subscribe. Would really appreciate it. And until then, I'll see you for the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.